As someone who grew up in Missouri, I can say that there's a man who sneaks his way into every school's curriculum. Mark Twain, that sneaky bastard, used to be taught to every child. In summary, he's best known for writing The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, worked on a boat before he was an author, explored caves, and is also best known for discovering the theory of relativity. Every so often, my parents would take me and my siblings to his hometown of Hannibal, Missouri, where I encountered one of the scariest movies of my childhood. The worst part is, it wasn't even meant to be horror. It's called The Adventures of Mark Twain, and it's the world's first feature-length claymation film. It was released in 1985, and though it terrified me, apparently it was very well received. So, without further ado, I say we take a look for ourselves and see if these reviews are even correct. But before we do that, I want to say thank you all so much for your patience. I know it's been a while. This is the second video I actually tried to record, and thank you so much for watching as well. I hope you watched the full thing through because I'm very excited about this video. I've been for a while. Okay, with that said,
so let's just jump into it.
So we open with the Star Wars looking text scroll to give us some exposition on the importance of Halley's Comet in Mark Twain's life. He was born 2 weeks after it had passed the planet in 1835, and later in life he became fixated on it, thinking he was linked to it. And sure enough, in 1910, when it passed by the Earth again, he died the next day of what they assume was a
broken heart.
Oh, cool. I think that's a picture of the kids from his books. I guess he had them painted.
It all started one day after Tom heard about Becky Thatcher going down to see St. Louis with the judge.
Oh. No, it's a real photo. How do you have those pictures, Mr. Twain? Why do you have those pictures, Mr. Twain?
Time is slipping away and I'm getting older and older, Huck. There's no wars breaking out, no continents to explore. No way a man could make a name for himself.
Tom, immediately, what the fuck? Man, it sure is peaceful and quiet around here. I wish I had a war to fight in. After learning that their friend, Becky Thatcher, is attending the launch of an airship balloon, Tom and Huck presumably rode down the Mississippi from St. Petersburg, which is based on Hannibal, to St. Louis, Missouri. They do this on their little clunky wooden raft, meaning that they are so jealous and petty of Becky that they are willing to risk their lives for 125 miles just to spite her. So anyways, they do make it and just so happen to run into their friend.
I'm Sawyer and Huck Finn. Whatever are you doing here?
We followed you here, Becky.
So after Becky fangirls a little, Tom makes up a story for him and Huck to sneak on board. See, Tom is known in the books to be a fucking liar. So he says,
Well, that's nothing. He's invited us to be the first inspectors of his balloon.
and she is not having it, so Becky follows them.
So long, Becky.
So long, Becky, little shit. Oh, it is not usually that dark outside, is it? Oh, shit. We're about to get a whole ass heckin' storm, dude. Huh. Good to know.
Where you really going in that thing, Mr. Twain? Going traveling?
Travel has no longer any charm for me. No, friends, I go to meet the comet.
Oh?
I came in with Halley's Comet in 1835, and I expect to go out with it.
Okay, cool. So Mark just tells this crowd of people that he intends to off himself, and they don't really do anything about it. Concerning claim, concerning audience, concerning on all sides.
Welcome to the hurricane net.
Man, something about the sound design of this whole scene, this whole movie in general just gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't like it. They put their hand on the lever and the entire balloon just starts moving. And seeing no way off, Huck tries to take matters into his own hands.
Great Scott, we gotta get off.
Off? What's the matter with you?
Hey buddy, you're not gonna stick that landing. Does everybody in this movie just need therapy?
Caught you out, didn't I, Tom Sawyer? You are stowaways.
Becky, you're no balloon inspector.
Neither are you. Ooh, are you ever gonna catch it when your Aunt Polly gets a hold?
You guys just boarded the Hindenburg heading towards a ball of rock and fire. You are never gonna see Aunt Polly again.
Welcome to the hurricane net.
Boys!
Okay, good, Mark Twain. I'm sure he's gonna see these three kids, right? And he's gonna be like, oh shoot, I gotta get you guys out of here. Right?
Tom, Huck,
Mark Twain!
and Becky Thatcher.
How do you know our name?
Hello, my angel fish. More every day you remind me of my wife, Livy, God rest her. Same combination of innocence, same carefree laugh of a girl.
What the fuck? Mark, she's like 12. You can't touch her chin and say shit like that. Also, he knows your guys' name. Call the police. Jesus Christ. As they try to make this scene wholesome, they pan down to our mysterious stranger, and I don't know if they're trying to head towards some grand reveal, but this is the most revealing shot of who this probably is.
Oh, we gonna get back down.
Down is not our destination, my boy.
Oh, and I'm pretty sure that does officially make this an abduction, by the way, that you've been kidnapped. After showing the kids where he's taking them, Mark sees Huck's frog, who I hadn't mentioned until right just now. He takes the excuse to tell the kids his first story, The Celebrated Jumping Frog of Calaveras County, which is about two men who race frogs. One of them is super cocky and has a frog who jumps high, and the other one cheats.
I've been hornswoggled!
Moving on, Tom is an asshole twice in 30 seconds, and Mark starts checking out the comet on the most claymation telescope I've ever seen in my life.
How come you want to catch that comet so bad, Mr. Twain?
Oh, ho, ho, ho. The comet and I are a part of the plan, Angelfish.
Don't call her that. Mark Twain just rambles after that like he always does in this movie, but I have to give credit where credit's due because this had to be a really hard shot to animate. Like, this is super impressive. So the next day, the boys discuss what their next move is, and Tom decides that the obvious answer is misogyny.
First, we gotta get Becky off. She talks too much. So me and Huck was thinking we should set her down and let Becky off. Things are liable to get pretty rough.
There is nothing comparable to the endurance of a woman.
We're aeronauts and girls don't belong.
Aeronauts.
That might be the most sane thing Mark Twain has said in this entire movie so far. Just then, the mysterious man's hand pulls a lever to make the elevator pop up. Huck wants to know what Tom's plan is, understandably, and he just won't answer him. They pass a room that I will be censoring for YouTube because it uses an outdated term that I don't respect, and they end up at the library.
Guess those must be the classics everybody's always talking about.
Guys, you're not gonna address the pictures on the wall? That's weird. That's weird, right? Becky finds a statue of Adam and Eve, and Mark Twain hits us with some words of wisdom.
Naked people have little or no influence in society.
It is storming right now. I feel like this happened last time too in the video that got scrapped, that started storming while I was trying to record. Mark then starts telling the kids about another book he wrote called The Diary of Adam and Eve. Now this is Mark Twain's retelling of the life of the first two humans alive according to Christianity.
It all started with the world's first birthday party.
Oh, this is nice. Oops. What am I doing?
Okay, if my parents heard this playing and they were in the other room, they would ask me what the hell I'm watching.
Adam, this is for you.
Why did they make the voice actor for God sound zooted? The fucking slide whistle. So after Adam hits his head like a damn fool, he has fun going down a waterfall and soon realizes he's not alone. So to pull back the curtain a little bit, my camera battery died last night, which I was expecting. I was gonna have to charge it a couple times for the shoot. However, the storm last night knocked out the power while I was trying to charge it, so I kind of just decided after that, we'll just start again tomorrow. I'm back now though, so moving on with the movie. We get this whole chase scene and it ends with Adam cornered.
Oh, no.
Saturday!
Oh.
Bro is stressed, dude. Not even blame him either. Like, imagine you're getting chased through the forest and then this random lady catches you and just starts doing this.
What do you want from me, lady?
So Adam just hides in a tree and after getting to know Eve for a while, becomes annoyed with her almost instantly.
The new creature eats too much fruit. This morning, found it trying to shake apples out of that forbidden tree.
Eve, there was only one fucking rule. What the hell, man?
The new creature says it looks like grass. That is not a reason. It is imbecility and high-handed, it seems to me.
By the way, did Adam invent Reddit? Why is he talking like this? Oh my god, that's painful. And this is like the world before death too. So like he's not gonna die after that. He's just gonna have to deal with it. So after that, Adam keeps being all women, am I right? Like an asshole.
My life is not as happy as it was.
All while Eve worries about him. And after a few more discoveries, the coolest motherfucker in the forest shows up to talk to Eve. And you know he's cool because he wears sunglasses and has a match in his mouth.
There is a fine adult education course nearby if you're interested in that sort of thing.
Really?
Okay, I take the cool comment back. He sounds like a Smiling Friends character.
She is taken up with a snake, and I'm glad because the snake talks, and this enables me to get some rest.
Adam, you're such a dick.
He advised her to keep away from that tree. He told her it would bring death into the world.
But that's wonderful, Adam. The lions and tigers can quit eating that ridiculous grass.
Eve wants to literally turn her back on God because she's against vegetarianism.
Have you ever looked at their teeth, Adam? They aren't herbivores.
I foresee trouble. We'll immigrate.
I foresee trouble. We'll immigrate. Then there's this really intense scene where Adam is riding away on a unicorn, which is badass, all while Eve eats the forbidden apple. Too bad. After the rest of this sequence plays out that also gave me nightmares as a kid, we pop back into the library. I guess our mysterious stranger is also a wizard because he's causing the lightning storm. And here we get this really intense scene where Mark Twain is commanding these kids like they're his crew.
Mark, fasten that boat! Great Scott! Nicky, lower the pressure valve!
I don't know when exactly he thinks that they've bonded, because from my perspective, it looks like he's just held them hostage and told them stories. In the midst of this, Huck's frog jumps off the side of the ship, and Mark saves him with the most interesting contraption I've ever seen in my life.
I can't look.
But he saves him nonetheless, and they look ahead to see the biggest concern that you could have if you're on a blimp, pointy rocks.
Emily, my hand! Becky! Spinner! Spinner! Spinner!
Oh my god, the therapy Becky's gonna need after this whole ordeal is not gonna be cheap.
We've lost valuable time. As deckhands, you've got a lot to learn.
Why are you lecturing them? You fucking kidnapped them!
I don't think we're ever gonna get back home.
I'm sorry, it's not supposed to be funny, but the silence followed by that, like, such... Look at Tom, too, Jesus Christ. But the silence followed by that loss of faith in this kid's movie. How is this the same movie that used the slide whistle sound effect like 10 minutes ago? They stop at a room and let on a visibly pessimistic Mark Twain with a wardrobe change. Mark then decides to take them to meet the thing that hid in the closet of my childhood bedroom.
Welcome to the mysterious stranger.
Hello. Who are you?
An angel.
No fucking way. Immediately, not a chance. What the hell is even that?
What's your name?
Satan.
Get out of there! Leave! This is the part where you run!
For fuck's sake, guys, where is your survival instinct?
Are you hungry?
Sure am.
Why on earth would you eat anything that this thing gives you? None of you can feel that the vibes are a little bit off? Really? After making the kids some food, Satan then gives the kids piles of clay and tells them to make some people. After doing so, the angel just zaps them and brings them to life.
Looks like my pap on Saturday night.
Funny you say that, Huckleberry Finn, because I read your book and I also know what your pap gets up to on a Saturday night.
I find you humans quite interesting, even though you are a worthless, greedy lot. How annoying that sound is. Fools.
Well, suddenly I remember why this movie gave me nightmares as a kid. The angel proceeds to murder all of the kids' creations in the most frightening scene in this entire movie. Like, I still get shivers from the scene to this day, and I'm 20 years old.
You murdered him.
Never mind them. People are of no value. We could make more sometime, if we need them.
Jesus Christ. Reasonably, the kids have had enough, so they get back on the elevator where Mark Twain almost gets Huck killed. I'm not kidding.
Mr. Twain, close the door. Mr. Twain, close the door.
And then he just leaves with no remorse. Like, what the fuck was that? Finally, however, Tom unveils his secret mystery plan to both Huck and Becky.
We're gonna hijack this balloon.
What?
Hijack?
Tom, that's your plan? That's the plan we waited almost 50 minutes for? After finding beds, somehow, the kids discuss that night and decide that the next day is when they're going to try to take control of the balloon.
What's this?
Now you be careful there. That's the central power panel.
Convenient. They make it to London, and the kids go downstairs away from Mark Twain, where they find Mark Twain ranting in a pile of papers. Huh. He falls asleep and they tie him up, which might be the smartest thing they've done yet. That man is crazy. And from there they head back up to try and take control of the ship.
Look! We had you all tied up.
Huh? No, that was just a little writer's block.
Excuse me, Mr. Twain, are you a Looney Tunes character? Because there's no way you could have Houdini'd your way out of those chains and gone back up to the deck before they did. Tom walks up to Mark to express his worry about dying, and it goes like this.
Suppose we do die. Is there truly a heaven or a hell?
Huh? Oh, I don't know. I don't want to express an opinion. You see, I'd have friends in both places.
Well, that's probably not the comforting answer they wanted to hear. Okay, so we need to keep the story moving, so I'm gonna gloss over this one a little bit. Basically, there's this guy named Stormfield who really wants to get into heaven, but he explored, and he explored too far, and now he's in an alien heaven. They send him the right direction, and he enters his more traditional version of heaven. That's the end. Moving on.
Comet is still some time off. Best we should impose on this great beast to secure our anchor.
We're cooked. That's the end.
We're Cooked was a saying in 1985. Okay, I want a t-shirt with a graphic of Huckleberry Finn from this movie making one of his weird facial expressions. And under that picture, in a meme font, I want the text, "We're Cooked." I think that would sell really well. Tom sets up this unnecessarily complex trap and puts a timer on it for 6 o'clock that night, which is when they're supposed to go up to meet the comet. I want to know, however, how cutting power to the balloon is going to put the kids in control of it. Because the plan was to hijack it, but this sounds more like they're going to crash it. Regardless, they go back to the library, and to pass time and stop the awkward silence from being so pungent, they listen to more of the Diary of Adam and Eve.
Let's see, where were we? Oh yeah, Eve had just eaten the apple and rearranged the world a little.
Seems like a bit of an understatement for someone who just changed the entire course of human history, but pop off, moving on. Eve finds Adam, and as they sit together, Adam starts to see the worth in having Eve around. We see him put one of those heart-shaped leaves in his book, and soon enough, they move in together.
Oh! What is it?
Fire!
How do you know?
It looks like fire.
This invention will lead to the deaths of millions.
Perhaps it is better to live outside the garden with her than inside without her.
Would you like to see my etchings?
Ah, so there's a kid now, and Adam has no idea where this thing came from. The man thinks it's a fish.
It isn't a fish. In my judgment, it is either an enigma or some kind of bug. I never had a thing perplex me so. Perhaps I could take it apart and see what its arrangements are.
No, you can't do that, actually. After that concerning thought, we see Adam leave for a supply trip. While he's gone, we see Eve realize that she does, in fact, love Adam. And by the time he comes back, there's a kid. After a time skip, we flash forward to see that they have a full family. I don't like that one. His face does not kindle joy for me. Real talk though, we get this really sweet scene with a now old Adam and Eve sitting next to each other at a tree. And they're writing down that they hope they pass on to the next life together.
Life without him would not be life.
That's really freaking sad, dude. What a curveball, man. Like, I think this is the first scene in the entire movie that I feel an emotion that isn't concern or fear. And we're like an hour and 8 minutes into the movie. Adam gives Eve that leaf from earlier when finally...
The garden is lost, but I have found him and am content.
She fucking dies, man. That's tragic.
Wherever she was, there was Eden.
Oh, shit, we're watching a movie about Mark Twain. I forgot.
I'm tired and old. I wish I were with my Libby.
Man, this might be the first time I actually feel for him in this entire movie. It almost makes up for the abduction and continuous counts of child endangerment.
But, Mr. Twain, we're too young to die.
Die? Fiddlesticks, you're not gonna die. As soon as I get to that comet, this vessel's all yours.
Okay, I understand that telling them sooner may have undercut whatever lesson you were trying to teach them, Mr. Twain, but these kids have been terrified for the last 2 days. What the hell? Just as they're celebrating, 6 o'clock hits and we reach the climax of the film.
We're trapped in here. We can't get to the emergency power switch. The airbag will blow us all to hell.
Again, convenient. So they run over to the window and this happens.
It's too small.
There must be a way.
Wouldn't bet on it.
Mark's pretty much just given up. He really said, man, I've been trying to die this whole movie. F them kids. Since they can't leave the room, Huck gets the idea to throw his frog up to the emergency power and becomes a genius out of nowhere.
Huck, the emergency power button is just inside the back rail, near the helm. 1 foot forward of the stabilizer control wheel.
And what's the distance between my hand and the stabilizer control wheel?
Oh, about 14 feet.
Just then we watch as Huck uses something that all Missouri kids are taught in school, Missouri math.
Okay, Homer, 14 and a half big ones as the crow flies. Inside the fence, hold the back flip so you can see the driver, then slide 1 big one due east.
Okay, so all I have to do is take the calculation and then add the crow fly, subtract the soybean, right? Okay, then carry over that corn cob, okay? Because you're gonna have to do that if you want to make sure you get yourself to the square root of tractor. So he throws him up and then fucking misses. Until he doesn't, thanks to our mysterious stranger. I think I speak for all of us when I say I'm getting real sick of this guy's shit.
Uh-oh. There it goes.
Damn, we missed it.
Let's catch it. Aye, aye.
Aye. After defacing a historic monument, they start chasing after Halley's Comets. They need to lose some weight, so they start dropping stuff off the side of the ship. Imagine visiting the pyramids and then your husband gets sliced in half by a falling chalkboard. At this point, the race is on. They man their stations, and unlike last time, they actually know what they're doing. Somehow.
I got it!
Hey, what does that do, by the way? What is turning that knob, like, was it important? Was it a gas line or something? Like,
Whoa, we're hit!
uh-oh, that's gonna be a problem. Oh, I guess it's not gonna be a problem. Y'all ever think Mark Twain uses that hand to... After that, Becky and Huck play Asteroids for the Atari, and the ship finally slows down, now inside the comets. And they don't seem warm at all, by the way. I was kind of expecting it to look like that one scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Anyways, they start measuring the depth when finally... Mark Twain, but that's his name. What? From here, they activate their rocket boosters to the center of the comet, so finally they can calm down. And it's at this point that our mysterious stranger does the least shocking reveal I have ever seen in my life.
Come on out and show yourself. There you go, scaring everybody again. You haunted me long enough.
Even Mark Twain's over this guy's bullshit. It's just a second Mark Twain. He explains that this is just like a physical embodiment of his own pessimism, and I guess Mark Twain's pessimism just wanted to kill Huckleberry Finn. In their final moments of advice, we also learned that the reveal of Darth Twain was just to heckle the original Mark Twain.
There are a number of things I need to tell you before I go. Always obey your parents when they are present. Be respectful of your superiors, if you have any. Rise early, for it is the early bird that catches the worm. I once knew a man who tried it. Got up at sunrise. Horse bit him.
Hey man, quick question. Can you fucking stop?
Mr. Twain, where's the comet going now?
To Eden, angelfish.
Don't call her angelfish.
I found this in Adam and Eve's diary. You can have it.
Don't do that. Don't cram this character development in for Tom at the very end. This kid sucks. Not Huck, though. Huck might be the funniest mother Hucker alive. And with that, Huck says he's gonna write down the whole adventure before he forgets, and the three laugh and bicker as I head back to New York City for one last adventure. Jokes aside, that's the end. What a freaking ride, guys. Oh my god. I'll admit that as an adult, the movie had some good moments. I could see the incorporation of the elements of Adam and Eve, but like, I don't know why some of the stuff that happened in this movie really needed to be in the movie. So I guess going back to like what I was trying to figure out, if this movie was worth it, I'd still give this movie like 4 stars out of 5. That's pretty good. I'll give it that. And if any of you have like an obscure movie from your childhood or something that you want me to check out like I did today, go ahead and let me know in the comments, because honestly, I had fun doing this and do want to do it again at some points. Beyond that, thank you for watching till the end. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed what you saw, because it really does help me out. Please don't copyright strike me, YouTube. I'm gonna make sure this falls under fair use. And finally, check out this freaking manga I got of the adventures of Huckleberry Finn. I bought it only because I thought it was hilarious that they made a manga of it. I mean, who is this for? The hell? Why are you still here? Okay, the video's over. Guys, I appreciate you staying till the end, but there's nothing left to see here. Like, it's over. I don't know when I'm gonna get my next upload out, but I'll see you then. Thanks for supporting me. For real. Bye.